Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine, and yes, I am actually here at this time in the morning to give you my freshest take on the newest episode of the newest Star Wars series, which is The Bad Batch. Well, I was going to try to get my robe and come out here as Emperor Puppetine, but it just did not work out, so you'll have to deal with the regular old me. But that's fine. I am here because I'm so excited. After the Clone Wars, which sadly we did not get to review here as this channel did not exist at that time, it started out with a bang. The bang being the Bad Batch bang. Oh no, yeah, that doesn't sound right. But moving right along, it starts out okay. There's not a lot to dig into here. It's a fairly simple plot from the get-go, and I'm going to spoil it right now. Basically, the Bad Batch, they're around, they see Order 66 happen. Most of them, and most of them is important, most of them are not affected. Their abnormalities make it so that their chip is ineffective, all except one who is called Crosshair. He seems to have some minor effects, but it doesn't get away whenever his leader, Hunter, tells him no. Do not do that. From there, they go to Camino, where they meet a young girl named Omega, and they are put into a process where they are being reviewed by Grand Admiral Tarkin. Tarkin, he's always a pleasure to see, especially since the Clone Wars was the last appearance. I think we actually get to see them. He has he's voiced by the same person who voiced him in Clone Wars, and I cannot deny that he sounds good. But speaking of voice acting, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment. David Lee Bradley, I believe that's his name, is the star of this show. And how is he the star? He is the entire team. He is the entire Bad Batch. That's 5 people he's playing right there. Is it 6 right now, including Echo? No, I believe it's still 5. And really, he does a great job. Each person in the team really makes up a trait. If you play role-playing games, yeah, you see the warrior. You see, you can't really use wizard, but in science fiction terms, you have the hacker guy, and you have your smart team leader, and they each filled their roles perfectly. Because the Bad Batch, they were designed to focus on single traits. We have Wrecker. He's obviously for destroying things with his brute strength. Hunter has Hunter's oh my gosh, sorry, senses are boosted up. So he has keen senses. It's almost like he's force sensitive, but I am pretty sure that he is not. And then we also have Tech. Tech is the hacker man, like I said before. Joining us from Clone Wars, actually from their 4-episode arc in the final season, is Echo. He's still there. So the entire crew is taken right along, and they are being tested because they end up getting in like this food fight over this over the little girl saying don't make fun of them, and it's a little irritating, but it's fine. It's fine. You can shrug it off and you can keep going. From there, they are put right into a test facility. And as it's going on, Wrecker's just demolishing them. And that's when Tarkin says, hey, turn on live rounds. I know. Live rounds right there in the testing facility. That seems like dangerous work that they shouldn't have to put up with. And Wrecker isn't happy about it, especially whenever it happens. The droids lift, come on out, and they just shoot him right there. Obviously, he's okay. He takes a shot in the shoulder, and the rest of the team pulls him along. And they quickly get to it. They manage to defeat him with, even though that they don't have their actual weapons, they have training weapons. They manage to pull a move to destroy the bots. And Tech actually gets a shine here because he gets to take over one of the bots, and he uses them to defeat others. Tarkin's impressed, but he doubts their loyalty, because from the start of the show, we get to see a Jedi and her Padawan, who is actually Kanan Jarrus in the future in Rebels. But by this time, he goes by, I believe, the name Caleb Doom, or is it Doom? Either way, the clones betray him. They betray the Jedi, and the Padawan at that time runs away, and Hunter doesn't understand. And so whenever he tries to save him, he tries to get him along, tries to figure out the situation. Doesn't work out, because Caleb gets away, and Hunter lets him go and lets the others think that he died. However, Crosshair has doubts, because he saw Hunter looking across where he saw Caleb run away, and his own report sends off a warning to Tarkin. He's like, he didn't properly execute Order 66, and so we're going to give them a real test. This leads them going to another planet. I wish I could remember the name, but I have a fluffy little head, and in that fluff, sometimes my memories get all jumbled. They are there to take down a bunch of renegades that want to keep the Clone Wars going. But it's actually about 25, maybe 30 living people, former who were fighting for the Republic when their planet was on the side of the Separatists. We see Saw Gerrera. If you watch the Clone Wars or Rebels or Rogue One, you know who Saw Gerrera is. And they capture this clone team 99, Troop 99. And he explains, when Palpatine declared that the Clone Wars were over and that the Galactic Empire was coming into shape, that's it. The Republic as they knew it was over, and if they allow Palpatine to become an emperor, everything they fought for was for nothing. I see in the audience, let me click right here, we have a Tillium. It is good to see you too, Tillium. We are just discussing the Bad Batch right now. I'm about through with the description of what happens, about halfway. So, hearing this, Hunter is disturbed. He thought they were sent there to defeat a bunch of droids that were still going around. But it was just these renegades, these Republic renegades that the Emperor doesn't want in his way. Him being there, he doesn't feel right. He knows that this is the wrong thing. And so Saw Gerrera doesn't kill them, obviously. He tells them, you can either adapt, change, get with the new times, or you can die in the old ways. And he hands them the blaster, and he lets them go while moving his people out of harm's way. Crosshair is the only one on this team. Sorry, another comment. Tillium, hi. Was it animated? Yes, it was animated, and it's beautiful animation, let me tell you. It keeps that classic Season 7, well, not classic, I suppose, but that Season 7 Clone Wars style, and I really do love it. It really grew on me watching that, and it obviously allows what we get to see. As I was saying, out of all of Clone Troop 99, the only one that's bothered is the Crosshair. And he's basically the sniper of the group. And you can't deny that he's a great shot. But he is clearly having issues. He, in fact, delivers that classic line from Clone Wars, "Good soldiers follow orders." Well, that's not a good clone impression. "Good soldiers follow orders." Like that. And I again have to really sell my praise to David Lee Bradley, who voices all of these characters and manages to make each of them have their own personality. It's really great, and the skill is amazing. Sometimes you forget this is just one guy talking to himself in a room, but he obviously has a few others to help. They head back to the ship. Hunter, obviously, is not happy with the idea that he was sent to kill a bunch of innocent people. And Crosshair, at that time, he's like, "How do you know they were innocent?" And Hunter is immediately saying, "What is wrong with you? We have disobeyed orders before, and it's been for the better. And this is not what we signed up for." They are soldiers of the Republic. All the clones are. But within their head was placed a little chip. This little chip, when Order 66 was executed, led all the clones to pretty much betray their Jedis, their generals, the people who have been commanding them through this entire war. Everyone on Clone Troop 99, except, obviously, Crosshair, are the only ones who naturally didn't want to do that. But in that moment, Tech, I believe, tells the rest of the crew about Omega. Omega, like I said, a little girl who quickly forms a sort of bond with Hunter, the team lead. She's revealed to be a clone, like the rest of them. Obviously not exactly like the rest of them, but she is an experimental clone, like the rest of Clone Troop 99. That's revealed to the rest of the team in that moment. Tech thought everybody knew, but nobody figured it out except him. Well, other than me, but I was watching. I don't exactly count. I know I'm bald like most clones, but that's not the case. When that happens, Hunter's like, "We have to go back." I remember Crosshair in that moment gives the line, "You first the Padawan, now this little girl. You are disobeying orders over children is just not a smart move." And Hunter basically tells him to shut it. This is what they're going to do. They head back to Kamino, where, well, it's the home of the clones. And as soon as they get off, they are stopped by Tarkin and a bunch of other clones, the Regs, as they call them. And they are taken to the brig because there was a droid following them that they managed to find, but getting back to Kamino for this little girl was far more important than laying low. This droid saw that they were conspiring, quote unquote, with Saw Gerrera. So Tarkin has him taken to the brig, and in the little girl from earlier, Omega, was also taken to the brig after searching through their things in their room, because she's really fascinated with this team, with this crew, because they're a lot like her. Even more so now that we know that she is also a clone. She even has the accent that all of them. Oh, that classic clown accent, you know. It's almost Australian. But they are all in that area, and that's when they take Crosshair out. This is the turning point for the team, because once Crosshair is taken, led into the room, and they scan his head, they can tell that his inhibitor chip that allows the clones to execute Order 66 and obey direct orders no matter what, it's actually active. It has changed slightly, but they can up the power it has over the clone. And this is when Crosshair officially becomes the villain. The rest of the crew is able to break out fairly quickly. Their personal effects were already taken off, ready to be just blasted off into space, I guess, because they were about to be axed. Once they break out, they go to the ship, ready to try to blast off. They have tech there, and they're about to go look for Crosshair. But Crosshair and a bunch of other clones meet them there first. The fight scenes are really cool in this show, and you do feel it in the moment. A lot of people will argue that that animation takes away from the intensity. I do not agree. I feel maybe the stakes weren't there, but I really did enjoy it. And this is one of them. You get to see their skills in use. And it almost comes down to them not making it. However, Omega, the girl that they were after, picks up a blaster as it looks like Crosshair is about to get the best of Hunter and shoot him down. And she fires at his rifle, and it glitches, and he tosses it aside and takes out a regular blaster. But they are, at that time, it's too late. They get inside. The blast doors are about to shut down. However, it seems that Omega's carer, I could say, Kaminoan, I don't remember her name, she keeps them open. She overrides them. So it's the first time that I can tell that a Kaminoan has actually done something quite not as what's a proper word? Kaminoans tend to have this aura about them. Like, they're always up to something. But this is the first wholly good thing that I've actually seen. And they managed to escape. They blast off. They lost a member because Crosshair is now a bad guy. But they are out there. They are happy to have the little girl part of the crew. They actually ask her, hey, how'd you do that? And she's like, I don't know. I've never held a blaster before. And this is a moment where you'll see probably some reviewers say, oh, she's a Mary Sue. But she is an enhanced clone as well. She obviously is not like the rest of them, as she is the only female clone we've seen. But it's wholly reasonable, completely reasonable that she could be enhanced with, like he was, with shooting. we will have to wait and see. And at that moment, they blast off. We haven't lost any of the main crew other than, like I said, Crosshair. He's a bad guy now, and he'll be after them. But they're blasting off. They're going to go to a guy that they know on another planet, and we're going to have to wait and see. Overall, I thought it was solid. It was basically a 60-minute episode, closer to 65 with 5 minutes of credits. But I really enjoyed it. I like them in the Clone Wars arc that they got in the final season, but they really do shine here. And there will be some people that I've seen complain even from then that, oh, they feel kind of one note. But the whole thing is that all these characters, while they are specific in their operations, they come together as a team. And when they come together, that is what makes them so strong. And now they're missing a part of the crew. And now they have a new crew member. And it's going to change a lot. Echo, he doesn't get a lot of time to shine. He's still treated as the new guy as he joined in Clone Wars. And you really feel this is a change. This is the transition piece that I feel like we've kind of missed. Because any time we've seen something Star Wars, in the visual media, I mean, it's always... Here's Clone Wars. Clone Wars ends, and we'll go ahead and skip a little while and straight into the Galactic Civil War. Not this time. This time, we are actually here in the transition period. And watching how that's going to happen, how it's going to affect the galaxy, is really exciting. So, overall, I really enjoyed it. Do I recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend giving it a shot. Is it as good as, say, The Mandalorian, which is also a Disney Plus Star Wars series? I mean, it's a little early to tell, but there's a lot of potential. A thing about a lot of these series is you're going to go off of characters that you already know. And this is obviously one of them. The first arc of the final season of Clone Wars was basically a pilot into this. And now we're going to see where it goes from here. Again, I'm just going to sing the praises of David Lee Bradley. He did a wonderful job. This is like my third time mentioning it, but you know what? If he can voice more than 5 people, if you think about it, because the entire human population on Kaminoa, other than Omega, that's his voice. Cannot deny it. Anything else? Dave Filoni, he's the man. He is the last bit of Star Wars that we have left. The last main creative force that's making visual. That's a very important thing. Books and the comics and things going on right now, video games, those are obviously different people. But when it comes to what we're watching on the screen, be it the small screen or the large screen, Dave Filoni, he's the one who is still carrying from that previous era, the Lucas area of Star Wars, pushing it through. And I'm going to applaud him because this still feels it. I still get that feeling, and I am so excited to watch this, and I can't wait for the next one. Well, but before I go, I just want to say thank you so much for watching it. If you made it to the end of this review, I know I jumped around at places, but I really do like sharing this with all of you out there. If you are new to the channel, please press the sub button. We want you here. We want you a part of the community. Here on I Love Puppets, we're talking about things that we really care about. Even when we aren't happy with things, we're going to keep going through them because we hope they get better. And this is a good start for this series. Make sure to leave a like on this video. It gets it up there. YouTube wants to keep the puppet down. We got to get the puppet up. And me being the puppet, I would appreciate it. And if you're watching this after, leave a comment. I want to know what you think of the Bad Batch. Do you think that it's not quite as good as Clone Wars and you don't know exactly where they're going with it? Or do you think that it's great, that it's a fantastic start of the transition from the Republic to the Empire? And do you have praises to sing? I want to hear them. And finally, one more time, thank you so much for watching. It does mean a lot, and I hope to see you next time. So, until then, may the Force be with you. May the 4th be with you, as it is Star Wars Day. And see you real soon. Bye!